Hello everyone. Yes. This was the very first gift that I got from my girlfriend for my birthday. The Legend of the Five Rings living card game under Leng's Shadow expansion. And this is such a rare piece. Oh my goodness. Oh, the community constantly notifies each other in any groups that are still existing for this game if one of these is back on the market. Now then, she obtained it through a shop, very far away country, and it was selling for its retail price. But it says that it didn't ship to the Netherlands, and that was a bit of a shame. But another shop in the neighborhood did, and they just made a deal. And so it ended up in my possession. So, first of all, a big shout out to her, my girlfriend. Because without her, this game would probably never be complete. And of course, it's still not complete. I'm still missing some packs, but those are just some small, easy to obtain packs. This was the big hurdle. And this came out in 2021 during the time of COVID, and that's also the reason why it is so scarce, because everyone that played didn't have a community anymore. Everyone stopped playing. So yeah, let's just take a look at Under Leng's Shadow. It is an expansion featuring Shadowland cards. Interesting. New cards for existing stuff, but we will dive into that later. It is also the last thing to come out. There are some banned cards here, especially for playing against the Shadowlands, and that's interesting because you can either have one person play the Shadowlands deck and then the other players fight against it, just like an arc enemy format for Magic the Gathering, or you can just have it play itself and then have a cooperative experience. And that is very nice. I really like those sort of play styles. Oh, just flipping through this rulebook, it makes me nostalgic for this game. It was such a nice game. Of course, the old LCG was even better, more in-depth. This was a more simplified version, but it was so nice. I really miss this. I have been getting into the RPG lately, the latest edition, the 5th edition, and I really like it. I don't know if I need to go over that on this channel, but I would really like to continue playing that. Right. First of all, we see some new tokens, some new markers. We have Tainted, and Tainted says this province gets +2 strength. As an additional cost to declare one or more defenders during a conflict at this province, you must lose 1 honor, as is tradition. Oh, and we have another side, Tainted, and this is for characters. This character gets +2 military and +2 politics. As an additional cost to declare this character as an attacker or defender in a conflict, you must lose 1 honor. Wow. Okay, so this really stacks up. First of all, to declare these, you must lose 1 honor, and if you do that with a tainted character, it loses. Yeah, you lose more honor as well. We get plenty of these, so that's gonna be fine. What will we open up first? Maybe this is the correct order. I don't know. I've never watched a video about this. I was always keeping myself in suspense. But here we are. We will go over the cards a little bit. We have Twin Soul Temple as our stronghold, a new stronghold for the Phoenix clan. Starting on our 12, 10 influence and +7 faith. +2 stronghold. province power. And as an action, bow this stronghold, choose an element symbol on a card in play. Replace that symbol with a symbol of a different element until the end of the phase. That's very Phoenix-like. Shiryo Yogo. Did we? Yeah, Twin Soul Temple. Shiro Yogo. Of course, the castle of the Yogo family. For the Scorpion clan, a new stronghold as well. +2 strength as well. 10 influence, +7 fate, and 10 starting honor. As an action, bow this stronghold. Choose a dishonored character, so this doesn't count as dishonored. Obviously, it's tainted. Abilities on that character cannot be triggered this phase. That's interesting. Very interesting. We have an exiled guardian here, and as always, we will get play sets of 3, which is 2 faith, 2 military, 1 politics, 0. Ooh, what was this? Glory, I believe. Yeah, I think it was glory. Was it glory? Well, okay. It is corrupted, so it enters play tainted. That's interesting. It has support, so you can help pay this card's fate costs. Oh, another player may help. Yeah, okay, cool. As an action, sacrifice this character, choose a status token on a character or province, discard that status token. Nice. 3 of those. Hida Backbreaker. For 3, we get a 3/2 with 1. It's a no opponent's attachments. And as a reaction, after this character wins a military conflict, choose an opponent participating character, dishonor that character. Next up, we have a holding, limit 1 per deck, and well, yeah, we get only 1, so that is nice. It is called the Third Tower, and as a reaction, after an opponent declares a conflict against a province you control that does not contain a Kaiju Wall holding, take 1 honor from that opponent. Unlimited. Nice. Then we go to the Crane Clan, Iron Warrior Vanguard. For 2, we get a 2/0 with 1. Support, and as a reaction after this character wins a conflict, choose a character, honor that character. Daidoji Strategist, for 4, we get a 4/3 with 2. And as an action, during a conflict in which this character is participating, choose an honored character, move that character home. Yeah. The Dragon Clan, the Discerning Yoriki. For 2, we get a 1/2 with 1. It has courtesy, so after this character leaves play, gain 1 faith. Nice, nice, nice. And as a reaction, after you look at 1 or more cards in an opponent's hand, or those cards are revealed, choose a character, honor it. All right, cool. So we have some honoring here. Togashi Dreamer. It's a 2 for 2/2 with 2. It's a monk, tattooed. She has support, and as a reaction after you play a Kiho event during a conflict in which this character is participating, choose a participating character with 1 or more status tokens on it, and choose an unclaimed ring. Move 1 fate from the chosen character to the chosen ring. Then we have the Teacher of Empty Thought. For 3, it's a 3/2 with 1. And as an action during a conflict in which this character is participating, if you have played 3 or more cards during this conflict, draw 1 card. Revered Bonsho. It's a bell. For 1, it is a temple, and when fate would be removed from characters during the fate phase, instead, distribute that fate among unclaimed rings. Ooh, as evenly as possible. Oh, that is very interesting. Nice card. Field Tactician. For 2, we get a 2/1 with 2. Support. This is for the Lion Clan, of course. And as a reaction, after you play a tactic card, choose a card in a player's conflict discard pile. Place it into that player's conflict deck, 3rd from the top. Akodo Mastermind. For 3, we get a 3/2 for the Lion Clan with 2. As an action, during a conflict in which this character is participating, remove 1 or more tactic cards in your conflict discard pile from the game. Choose a participating character with glory equal to or lower than the number of removed cards. Bow that character. Nice. So yeah, this is glory. Then we go over to the Phoenix Clan, Void Wielder. For 2, we get a 1/2 with 1 glory. Shugenja, Void with support. And it's an action. During a Void conflict, choose a participating character. That character's controller selects 1 Either discard a status token from it, move it home, or discard an attachment on it. Isawa Skywalker. Skycaller. For 4, it's a 3/5 with 3. During air conflicts, you may play characters in your provinces as if they were in your hand. Characters played this way must be played into the conflict. Scorpion Clan. My clan. Disciple of Deception. For 2, we get a 1/2 with 1. It has support and as an action. During a conflict, choose 2 different status tokens and 2 different characters. Treat one of the chosen status tokens as if it were the other until the end of the conflict. Then we get a Loyal Oathbreaker. For 3, we get a 1/3 with 0. You are considered to be less honorable than each opponent, no matter how many honor you assembled. Silent Enforcer. For 3, we get a 3/2 with 0. Reaction after you play an event during a conflict in which this character is participating. Choose a participating character with printed cost 3 or lower. Its controller selects 1. Either bow that character or move it home. Reckless Avenger for the Unicorn Clan. For 2, we get a 2/2 with 1. With support and as an action, each player in a turn order may choose a character they control. Ready the first chosen character, honor the second chosen character, and taint each other chosen character. Seasoned Patroller for 2, it's a 3/1 with 1. While this character is attacking, the attack province strength cannot be increased. This includes by holding strongholds attachments, lasting effects, and status tokens. Ooh, interesting. Moto Beastmaster. For 4, it's a 4/1 with 0. Reaction after this character is declared as an attacker. Choose a character with printed cost 2 or lower in your provinces. Printed cost 4 or lower instead if you are the first player. Put that character into play in the conflict. Fearless Sailor. The Mantis clan, still neutral. Too bad we never saw an official Mantis pack or Mantis clan and everything. Too bad. For 2, we get a 2/1 with 1. It has support and as an action during a conflict in which this character is participating. Choose a participating character with 1 or more status tokens on it. That character gets -2 military until the end of the conflict. Oni Tyrant. For 4, we get a 4 and dash for 0. It is from the Shadowlands, but it's not with the black borders. It is corrupt, so it enters play tainted and is an action. During a conflict in which this character is participating, lose 1 honor. Choose a Shadowlands character you own from outside the game with printed cost 2 or lower. Put that character into play in the conflict. When it would leave play, remove it from the game instead. Audience Chamber as a castle holding, +2 strength, and as a reaction after you play a character with printed cost 4 or higher, place 1 fate on it. Ooh. Jade Talisman. For 0, it's a crab attachment, +0/+0, attached to a character you control. Interrupt. When a ring effect would initiate, if it chooses attached character as a target, sacrifice this attachment, cancel that ring's effect. Cool. For the crab also we have a jade inlaid katana. Ooh, that's a beautiful katana. It's a weapon for 1, +2 and +0. Restricted and support. Attached character gains reaction. After this character wins a conflict, choose a participating character with 1 or more status tokens on it. Remove 1 fate from that character. Jade Strike. For 1, Jade spell Earth. Play only if you control a Shugenja character. Action. During a conflict, choose a participating character with 1 or more status tokens on it. Set its base, military and political skills to 0 until the end of the conflict. If that character is tainted, also remove 1 fate from it. Crane Clan, Preeminent Decree. For 0, it's an event that says action. During a conflict, choose a participating courtier character you control. For this conflict, each other participating character gets -X politics, where X is a chosen courtier's glory. Resourcefulness. For 0, it's an event that says action. Dishonor a friendly character, choose a character, honor it. Masashige's Sacrifice. For 2, it's an event that has support and is an action during a conflict. Sacrifice a friendly character with 1 or more status tokens on it. Each defending character does not bow as a result of this conflict's resolution. For the Dragon Clan then, we have Centered Breath. For 0, it's a keyhole with an action. During a conflict, choose a participating monk character. You may trigger each ability printed on that character an additional time this round or specified period. If you have played another keyhole in this event, take another action after this one. Swell of Sea Foam. For 1, it's an event with support and as an action during a conflict, choose a participating monk character. That character does not bow as a result of this conflict's resolution. If you have played another keyhole in this conflict, also honor that character. Nice. Lion Clan, Prove Your Skill. For 0, an event, play only if you are more honorable than an opponent. And as an action, choose a status token on a character, discard it. Oh, that's cool. Directing the Battle. For 1, an event with support, and as an action during a conflict, choose a character. That character's controller selects 1. Either move that character home, or that character gets +3 military until the end of the conflict, or that character can't be bowed by opponent's cards effects during this conflict. Then we have Peerless Discipline. For 1, it's an action until the end of the phase. Each character you control gets +1 military and gains the Bushi trait. Phoenix Clan, Spell Scroll. For 0, an attachment +0/+0. While attached character is participating in a conflict whose element matches one of the attached character's traits, it gets +3 politics. Nice. And as an action, choose a non-character card in your conflict discard pile that shares a trait with attached character. Add it to your hand and sacrifice this attachment. Elemental Inversion. For 0, an event that says action. During a conflict, choose a ring. Move all fate from the chosen ring to the contested ring and switch them. The chosen ring is now contested. Nice. Dance of Chikushodo. For 2, it's a spell, an event, with support and it says action. Choose any number of non-Shadowlands players. Each of those players fills each of their unbroken non-stronghold provinces with 2 face-down dynasty cards. Max 1 per round. Then we have for the Scorpion Clan, Soshi's Memory. For 0, an event that says action. Choose a player. That player searches the top X cards from their deck for a card and adds it to their hand, where X is the number of Shugenja characters you control. Shuffle. Then we have Betrayed Vision. For 2, it's a spell, an event. Play only if you control a Shugenja character. Support. And as an action, during a conflict, choose a participating character an opponent controls and a different non-unique character. The participating character becomes a copy of the non-unique character until the end of the conflict. Then we go to the Unicorn Clan. For 0, it's an attachment +2, the Scarlet Saber. It's a Gaijin weapon, restricted. And while you are the first player, attached character gains reaction. After this character wins a conflict, your opponent loses 1 fate. Daikyu. It's an attachment for 1, +0/+0, restricted and support. While you are the first player, attached character gets +2 military. Attached character gains reaction. After a character either commits to or moves to a military conflict this character is participating in, choose a participating character with lower military skill than this character. Bow it. Then for the neutral cards here, we have an event for 0, Defiance, action. During a conflict, if you have fewer cards in your hand than your opponent, choose a character. Until the end of the conflict, that character gets +X military and +X politics, where X is your opponent's honor bid. Ooh, that's sweet. 0, an event, Exposed Secrets. As an action, during a political conflict, choose a participating character with politic skill equal to or lower than its controller's honor bid. Bow that character. Then we have a Lurking Affliction. For 0, it's an event that says action. During a conflict, choose a participating character. Tainted. Way of the Warrior for 0. An event that says action. During a conflict, choose a participating Bushi character. Until the end of the conflict, opponent's card's effects cannot bow, move, or dishonor that character. If it is bowed, ready it. Then we have Accursed Summoning for 1. It's an event. Spell, Maho of Earth. This card's fate cost can only be paid for with fate on characters you control. Oh, interesting. Action. During a conflict, lose X honor. Choose a non-unique Shadowlands character you own from outside the game with printed cost X. Put that character into play in the conflict. When it would leave play, remove it from the game instead. And then finally, for this side of the game, of this expansion, we have an Unveiled Corruption for 2. It's an action that says Taint Friendly Unbroken Province. Each opponent discards cards from their hand until they have an equal or fewer number of cards in their hand as you. And that's it for the regular side. We will now go over to the Shadowlands portion of this expansion. And I'm really curious about the Shadowlands. I really, I don't know what's in here, but I really hope that there's some sort of hint towards the old Spider Clan. Maybe Daigotsu or anything. Maybe Leng himself. That would be nice as well. Right, let's start off here with Akuma no Oni. Nice. We have a 5 cost... Well, +5 it says. It's a Warlord. 7/2 for 0. With 0 glory. It's an Oni champion and it is corrupted. No non-Shadowlands attachments. Reaction: after you collect Fate in the Dynasty phase, each opponent chooses a non-Shadowlands character with 3 or lower. Military skill: bow each chosen character. Cooperative. So this is... Oh wait, it has a flip side as well. Let's do anything different. Yeah, it has different text. On the other one, a challenge. As an action, choose a character its controller selects 1. Either remove all fate from that character, or you may declare an additional military conflict this phase. Cool. So, okay, so there are 3 cards with different backs. So we have the Obsidian Flower. For +5, it is a 4/4 Warlord, 0 glory. Corrupted, no non-Shadowlands attachments, and the cooperative side is reaction. After you collect Fate in the Dynasty phase, each opponent taints a character they control. And then the other side here is, same stats, but it has an action. Choose a tainted character an opponent controls. Its controller selects 1. Either each opponent loses 2 honor, or you gain control of the chosen character and it gains a Shadowlands clan symbol. Nice. Atsuko, the Calamitous. +5, it's a 2/7 with 0 glory, corrupted, and no non-Shadowlands attachments either. Cooperative side is reaction. After you collect Fate in the Dynasty phase, remove 2 random cards in each opponent's discard pile, Dynasty discard pile from the game. Bow each character in play with the same name as a card removed from the game this way. Whew. And on the other side here we have action. Choose an opponent to select 1. Either that player sacrifices a character or you play a character from your Dynasty discard pile as if it were in your hand, reducing its cost by 2. Alright, now we go over to the provinces. Bloodfields 4. With a silly symbol next to it. We haven't seen that one yet. Reaction: after a conflict is declared against this province, remove 1 fate from each attacking character. Defiled Cavern for 5. Reaction: after a conflict is declared against this province, place 2... Is that strength? I think it is strength. Random characters in your Dynasty discard pile on the bottom of your Dynasty deck. And like I said, this is a new symbol, so I don't really know what it means. A Fallen Chrysanthemum Lake. Reaction: after a conflict is declared against this province, each opponent discards their hand and draws that many cards. False Lantern Grove. 5. Reaction. After a conflict is declared against this province, choose an unclaimed ring. Resolve the contested ring's effect and claim it. Ooh. The chosen ring is now the contested ring. Sweet. The Forgotten Tomb of Leng. 4 strength, I think. Strength. Maybe, actually. Nah, I don't know. Reaction. After a conflict is declared against this province, choose a character in your dynasty discard pile. Put that character into play in the conflict as a defender. Place 1 strength. No, it isn't strength. Fate on it. Let me just look up quickly what it is. We can do this together. Right. Let's just quickly go through it. Right. Per player icon. The per player icon is used on Shadowlands Warlord and Province cards to scale a value by the number of players. Oh. If a number is followed by the new symbol, multiply that number by the number of non-Shadowland players in the game to determine that number's value. Oh, that's nice. Players will not be eliminated during the game. Right. Okay. So this is basically, if you play with 1 person, it's only 4 strength. If you play with 6 persons, it's, oh my goodness, it's 24. Whew. And then 1 for each player. Right. Garden of Corruption. 6 strength per player. A reaction after a conflict is declared against this province. Dishonor each attacking tainted character. Then taint each attacking character. Haunted Jungles. 3 strength per player. Reaction after a conflict is declared against this province. Choose up to 1 fate per character, per player characters in your provinces. Put those characters into play in the conflict as defenders. Maddening Emptiness. 2 strength per player. Reaction. After a conflict is declared against this province, choose up to 1 attacking character controlled by each opponent. Bow each chosen character. Sea of Shadows. 7 strength per player. Reaction. After a conflict is declared against this province, choose up to 1 ready character in each opponent's home. Move each of those characters to the conflict. Alright, final province. Spectral Watchtower. 4 strength per player. Reaction. After a conflict is declared against this province, take 1 fate from each opponent. Ooh. Right. Oh. Now it has a different value here as well. Do all they? Yeah, they all do. Oh my goodness. So what does that mean then? Sorry about that. I just have to figure out what it means. Oh, and there's even more stuff going on. Oh, there we have it. Shadowland Dynasty actions. When a Shadowland deck plays a card, spend the appropriate amount of fate from its fate pool. Place a character in the deck home area. The enters play with an amount of fate on it equal to the reinforcement number. Ah, printed on a card. Nice. Okay, that's cool. So it basically comes into play with 1 fate counter already on there. So it's a 2 cost, 4/2 card, 0 glory, no abilities whatsoever. We get 4 of those. We have a Foul Eyes Elite, 3. We get a 4/2, 0 glory with a reaction. After this character wins a conflict, choose a character an opponent controls with equal or lower military skill than this character. Bow the chosen character. Get a holding, +3 strength, a Goblin Hovel. Interrupt. When the conflict phase ends, choose up to 3 different Shadowland Goblin characters. Move 1 fate from your fate pool to each chosen character. Get 2 of these. Detritus Priest. For 4, we get a 4/7 with 1. It is a Goblin, of course, again. Reaction. After a Goblin you control wins a conflict, remove 1 fate from it. Resolve the contested ring's effect. Nice. Limit twice per round. Ooh, that's interesting. And as you can see here, we get we don't get playsets for these because this is simply, I think it is a fixed deck. And it doesn't make any sense to provide more of this. And these are the named characters, so you will obviously only get one. We have a Chieftain Foul Eye. For 5, we get a 7/4, and he does have a Foul Eye. 1 glory, and reduce the cost to play each Shadowlands Goblin by 1. Each other Shadowlands Goblin gets +2 politics. Ooh. Skeletal Warrior. For 1, it's a 2 dash, and it is corrupted. We get 4 of him. Endless Ranks. For 3, we get a 4 dash with 0 glory. Corrupted, no attachments except weapon. And as a reaction, after this character wins a conflict, choose a character in your Dynasty discard pile. Put that character on top of your Dynasty discard pile. Of your Dynasty deck, sorry. Holding. Killing Field. For 1, +1 strength. Interrupts. When the conflict phase ends, discard each card from each opponent's province. For 4, we get a 2/2 Undead Horror with 0 glory, corrupted, and as reaction after this character wins a conflict, attach a random character in each opponent's discard pile to this character as an attachment, treating its printed text box as if it were blank. That card gains the text. Add this card's printed military and political skill values to those of attached character. So it basically just eats something up. Kitsu Sokori. For 4, it's a 2/5 with 2 glory. As a reaction, after fate is removed from this character, choose a character in an opponent's Dynasty discard pile. Put that character into play under your control. Tainted. Whew. It gains the Shadowlands clan symbol. While this character is in play, that character cannot leave play. Discard that character when this character leaves play. And it enters with 4 fate. That's interesting. Lost Samurai. For 2, we get a 2/2 with 2 glory. It's corrupted, and as a reaction, after this character wins a conflict, choose a participating non-Shadowlands character. Dishonor that character. You get 4 of these. Onikage Rider. For 3, a 3/3 with 1 glory. Corrupted, and as a reaction, after this character wins a conflict, discard each card in each opponent's province. Nasty. Dark Moto. For 4, it's a 3/3 with 2 glory. It is corrupted, and as a reaction, after this character wins a conflict, move 1 fate from your fate pool to it. It does not bow as a result of this conflict's resolution. Mototsume. For 5, we get a 5/5 with 3 glory. It's a daimyo. Well, it used to be a daimyo. Corrupted. No non-Shadowlands attachments. Reaction. After this character is declared as an attacker, honor each attacking character. Then we have the Thundering Tide Keep, a +4 strength holding that says interrupt. When the conflict phase ends, gain 2 fate for each opponent. This ability triggers before each other Shadowlands holdings interrupt. Scavenging Goblin. For 1, it's a 2/2 with 0 glory. As a reaction, after this character wins a conflict, remove the top 3 cards of each opponent's conflict deck from the game. Then remove from the game each attachment you do not control if it shares a name with a card removed by this effect. 4 of him. Penangalang. It's a 2-cost 0/2 undead character with 1 glory. Corrupted. And as a reaction, after this character wins a conflict, choose a tainted participating character an opponent controls. Move 1 fate from that character to this character. Wild Ogre. For 3, a 6/4 with 0 glory. That's it. The Butcher of Ishigaki. For 4, it's a 7 dash with 0 glory. Corrupted, no non-Shadowlands attachments. While this character is attacking, at least 1 character controlled by each opponent must be declared as a defender if able. Oni Lair. For +4 strength holding. Interrupt. When the conflict phase ends, spend up to 4 fate. Put that many random cards in your Dynasty discard pile on the bottom of your Dynasty deck in a random order. Shambling Servant. For 2, it's a 1/1 0 glory. Corrupted. Reaction. After this character wins a conflict, choose a participating character. Taint the chosen character. Insatiable Gaki. For 1, it's a 0/1 0 glory. It's a spirit. Corrupted. And as a reaction, After this character wins a conflict, each opponent discards one card from their hand. Haunted Ruins. For 3, +3, strength holding, interrupt. When the conflict phase ends, each opponent loses 1 honor. Tsuda Gyushi. For 3, it's a 3/3 with 2 glory. As a reaction, after fate is removed from this character, each opponent selects 1. They must either lose 3 honor, discard 2 random cards from their hand, or sacrifice a character. Then we have the Oni of Obsidian and Blood. For 4, it's a 7/2 with 0 glory, corrupted, no Shadowlands attachments. Reaction. After this character wins a conflict, choose an opponent's tainted character. Discard that character. Shrine to Jigoku. +2 strength holding, interrupt. When the conflict phase ends, spend up to 2 fate. For each fate spent this way, each opponent discards 1 random card from their hand. Oh, we have 4 of those. Bloodthirsty Kanzen. For 1, it's a 0/0/0 glory, corrupted, and as a reaction, after this, a character wins a conflict, resolve the contested ring's effects. A Bog Hag. For 2, it's a 1/4 with 2 glory, and as a reaction, after this character wins a conflict, each opponent discards the top 8 cards of their conflict deck. Prahara the Schemer. For 4, it's a 2/7/0. It's a Rakshasa. We haven't seen those yet, I believe. Don't think so. Corrupted, no non-Shadowlands attachments, and as an interrupt, when the effects of an opponent event would initiate, spend 1 fate. Cancel those effects. Gashodokuro. For 6, it's a 9-0 glory. Wow. Looks like a giant. It's corrupted, no non-Shadowlands attachments, and this character cannot be evaded by the covert keyword. Reaction. After an opponent declares a military conflict against one of your provinces, ready this character. The Power of Jigoku. For 0, it's an event that says, action, choose a participating ready Shadowlands character. Until the end of the conflict, that character gets +5 military, and cannot be bowed or moved home by opponent's card effects. And it has a new status here, so let's take a look at what that is. I mean, since we are doing all that, let's see. I did see it somewhere. Here it is. Yeah, okay, so to determine the conflict, the conflict deck is discarded. In this example, the card is Madness. That is this card. Yeah, this card. Its shadow element indicates a void conflict, while its shadow number is 2. Indicates that the province in position number 2 is attacked. Okay. So because you can have the opponent, play this deck by itself, so then it has to be province 4, element air. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. Well, we don't go over that, but that's interesting game-wise. The Blade of Chaos. For 1, we get a +4/+2 attachment attached to a Shadowlands character. Reaction. After you play this card, take another action after this one. Horrific Scarring. For 2, it's an attachment +0/+0 attached to an opponent's character. Other Shadowlands attachments cannot be played on attached character. Attached character cannot participate in political conflicts. The Violence of an Evil. For 2, it's an event with an action. If the current conflict is political, switch the conflict type. Otherwise, choose up to 2 non-Shadowlands attachments and participating characters and discard them. The Wall is Breached. For 3, an event. Oh, that's not good if the wall is breached. This event's effects cannot be cancelled. And as an action, if you are attacking and count more current military skill in the conflict than your opponent, break each attacked non-stronghold province. Whew. Way of the Shadowlands. For 0, philosophy. Action. Choose a participating untainted character. Taint that character. If it is not a Shadowlands character, you may spend 1 fate to bow it. Tendrils of Corruption, a 0-cost attachment, +1/+1, attached to a Shadowlands character. Reaction: after you play this card, choose a participating character, Tainted. Drawn to Blood, for 1 cost, an event. Action: if an attacked province is tainted, resolve the contested ring's effects, otherwise taint each attacked province. Death after life. For 2, it's an event. Action: choose a character in your Dynasty discard pile with the highest printed cost among characters in your Dynasty discard pile. Put that character into play in the conflict Tainted. At his command. For 4, it's an event. This event's effects cannot be cancelled, and as an action, select 1. Either place 1 fate on each character you control, or put your Warlord into play in the conflict with 3 fate on it. Evil Portents. That was a set, actually. The name of an old set for Legend of the Five Rings. 0 fate event, and as an action, until the end of the conflict, each participating tainted Shadowlands character gets +2 military and +2 politics. And each participating tainted non-Shadowlands character gets -2 and -2. Uncontained. For 0, an event. Action: choose a character you control in your home. Move it to the conflict. If it is bowed, you may spend 1 fate to ready it. The Unending Hatred. For 0, an attachment, +1/+1, attached to a Shadowlands character. And as a reaction, after you play this card, place 1 fate on attached character. Direct Assault. For 3, an action, put your Warlord into play into the conflict. You may move up to 2 fate from your fate pool to it. Then we get a Dark Brothers Blade for 2, a +4/+1 attachment, attached to a Shadowlands character. While you are playing challenge mode, this card gains Ancestral. While attached character is unique, it gains Reaction. After your character wins a conflict, each opponent must sacrifice a participating character. Dark Bargain for 2. Action: for each ready participating character an opponent controls, that character's controller selects 1. They must either bow that character or lose 1 honor, then taint each ready participating character each opponent controls. Lurking Treachery. For 0, it's a -0, -3, attached to an opponent's character. Other Shadowlands attachments cannot be played on attached character. Interrupts. When attached character leaves play, its controller chooses 1 of their unbroken provinces, taint that province. Permeating Mutation. For 0, +0, +3, attached to a Shadowlands character. Reaction: after you play this card, play an attachment from your discard pile. Consumed by Evil. For 2, it's an action. Choose a tainted character you do not control. That character's controller selects 1. Either they sacrifice that character, or you put your Warlord into play in the conflict with 1 fate on it. Blasphemous Act. For 5, this event's effects cannot be cancelled. Action: bow each tainted character you do not control and ready each tainted character you control. Each tainted character you control does not bow as a result of this conflict's resolution. Spiritual Isolation. For 1, it's a -2/-2 attachment, attached to an opponent's character. Other Shadowlands attachments cannot be played on attached character. Treat attached character's printed text box as if it were blank, except for traits. Shameful Affliction. For 0, an event. Action: choose a participating non-Shadowlands character. Dishonor that character. You may spend 1 fate to resolve this ability twice. Despair. For 1, it's an action. Increase the cost of each event an opponent plays in this conflict by 1. While playing challenge mode, this card gains Interrupt. When the effects of an event would initiate, cancel those effects. Madness. For 2, it's a -8, -0 condition, attached to an opponent's character. Attached character cannot have other attachments. Duties cost. For 1, this event's effects cannot be cancelled. Action: each opponent must select 1. Either taint each of your unbroken provinces, or reveal your hand and discard each card with printed cost 0 from it. Obsidian Shard for 1, +2/+2. Attach to a Shadowlands character. Reaction: after you play this card, choose a non-Shadowlands attachment on a participating character or on the attacked province. Discard that attachment. Exploit Weakness for 0. Action: choose a participating non-Shadowlands character with printed cost 2 or lower. If that character is tainted, gain control of it and it gains a Shadowlands clan symbol. Otherwise, bow and dishonor it. Tainted Wasteland for 0. Attachment. Attach to an unbroken province. Attached province gets +1 strength, +4 instead of its tainted. Force Reaction: after a conflict is declared against attached province, each opponent loses 1 honor. And we have 2 cards left here. The first one, In Service to Shadow. For 1, it's an action that says, an event that says action. Bow a participating non-unique friendly Shadowlands character. Put your Warlord into play in the conflict, then move all fate and attachments from the bowed character to your Warlord. And finally here we have the First War. For 0, it's an event that says this event's effects cannot be cancelled. Action: resolve the conflict as if both teams had passed consecutively. Well, that was a lot to go through. I'm really hoping you can play this 1 versus the Shadowlands deck. That would be really fun to film. Yeah. So that was it. That was the final box, the final expansion for Legend of the Five Rings, the living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. I really miss this game, but I will play it against this deck. It seems like a load of fun. Really thematic as well. So thank you all for sticking around if you made it this far. Thank you all very much for watching. Please join the Patreons if you haven't done so already. It will really help out the channel to get more of this obscure, rare stuff in our possession to open on the channel. And it will make for very interesting videos, of course. Thank you all very much for watching and see you all next time.